Namaskar. In this video, we will be discussing the Vaishnava iconography found in Odisha. Vishnu Purana has many verses with prehistoric roots. Vishnu is described as manifest and unmanifest, as Purusha, as Kala. He is also described as ever sporting, Leela Purushottama. Samkhya Yoga by Maharshi Kapila treated the universe as a vibrating hologram. In this dynamic theory, cyclic time and yugas are described. He is also revered in Buddhism and predates Gautama Buddha. The Samkhya Yoga and the Shastras of Jainism have remote roots. In some parts of India, Rishabhnath, the first Jaina Tirthankara, is considered as the 8th avatara of Vishnu, and Gautama Buddha is considered as the 9th avatara of Vishnu. Krishna considers himself as the Kapila Muni among Maharshis in Bhagavad Gita. The Vishwarupa in Bhagavad Gita shows God as the manifestation of the universe. The Pancharatra Agamas were prevalent in the 3rd and 4th century BCE, centered around Vasudeva Krishna. In this tradition, God manifests in 4 successive emanations called Chaturvyuha, which is the cause of creation. We see the mention of Chaturvyuha in Shanti Parva in Mahabharata. In this system, Vasudeva is the fountainhead of creation. The Chaturvyuha image of the Kushana period from the Mathura Museum can be explained by the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana of the Gupta period. We also find pre-Kushana Chaturvyuha images, which is now in Lucknow Museum. In Patanjali's Mahabhashya, there is mention of Vasudeva, Baladeva, Vishwakshena, Janardana, the 4 Vrishni heroes. In the 1st century CE, Buddhist writer Ashwaghosha also mentions slaying of Kamsa by Krishna. The Bhagavatas worship God as a murti, aniconically as a plant, and theriomorphically in many other forms, but at the core is bhakti or devotion to a personal God. Then we have the Sri Vaishnava traditions, where Vasudeva Krishna is considered as an avatara of Lord Vishnu. Here the worship of goddess Lakshmi and Narayana together is equivalent and also has its roots in the Pancharatra traditions. These 2 Vaishnava Sampradayas have had the most notable influence in Vaishnava iconography found in Odisha. G.N. Mahapatra in Jagannath in History writes that there were Shaiva and Vaishnava shrines built by the Nalas in 4th or 5th century BCE in parts of Chhattisgarh and Koraput district of Odisha. Temples were also built in Rajim in the 5th century. Shrines here have deities such as Varaha, Narasimha, Badrinatha, Vamana, and Jagannatha. During the Sailodbhavas, we find reference to Hari as Vamana Avatara and Lakshmi as consort of Madhusudana in their copperplate grants. Dhenkanal grant of the Bhaumakaras in the 8th and 9th century state Tribhuvana Mahadevi as Parama Vaishnavi. A 9th century Ananta Sai Vishnu, one of the largest found in India, is found in Dhenkanal, Odisha. Vishnu does not create by direct action, but propels creative activity from a distance. Hence, Vishnu is found in sound sleep inside the ocean under Sheshanag. Symbols of auspiciousness relate to femininity and water or mud. There has been use of lotus vines, aquatic creatures, and elephants since ancient times. We can see this in the Udayagiri caves of Bhubaneswar in 1st century CE. The Jainas consider Gajalakshmi as an auspicious icon. In many temples, both Buddhist and Hindu from this period, we also see the lintel above the entrance decorated with a carving of Lakshmi being showered with water by elephants. A Torana Lakshmi yantra is used where Lakshmi is carved inside a perfect square. The four arms come forward bestowing fearlessness. When one foot touches the earth, the image is Bhudevi. Garuda iconography had parrot-like features in Sanchi in 1st century CE. The development of Garuda images led to the addition of more and more human-like characteristics. In Sri Tattvanidhi, Garuda images should be in kneeling position. The Garuda images found in Odisha follow the iconography described in Sri Tattvanidhi. The side walls of Neelamadhava temple, built by the Bhanjas of Kinjali Mandala, have an image of Garuda. Here's a picture of Garuda Stamba in Kantilo. A Vishnu temple with a Garuda Stamba was also found in Jajpur, which is a Shakti Peeth. Kneeling Garuda images of Odisha have evolved to have human body and face, sharp nose, Anjali Hasta, serpentine curls and wings. Vaishnavism and its iconography reached greater heights under Anantavarman Chodaganga Deva of the Eastern Ganga dynasty in the 12th century. In Puranas, Krishna is known as an avatar of Vishnu, whereas in Mahabharata, he is an avatari. Beautiful sculptures were created in Odisha based on this idea, where Krishna has four arms. On the upper two arms he has the Shankha and the Chakra, whereas in the lower two hands he is holding the flute. Any artistic activity is a speculation. We see that the artist tries to make visible the unmanifest. A lot of specimen from the 1st century onwards is still found in Odisha. We also see different representations of the same concepts by different religious sects at different periods of time. But behind all this is the hard work, perseverance and creativity of the Kalinga architects, builders and sculptors. We will see more of Kalinga architecture in another video.
Charana tale tava sarana mage mage charana tale tava sarana mage charana tale tava sarana Varajavana vana chari hai Varajavana vana chari hai Charana tale tava sarana Mage mage charana tale tava sarana Mage charana tale tava sarana Phula Satadala Phula Satadala Badana Nirimala Koti शशि श्रीहारि है नवीनानी राधा कांते झलमल मोहन मुरली धारी है तले तब शरण मागे मागे चरण तले तब शरण मागे चरण तले तब शरण मागे मागे चरण तले तब शरण।